Yo, yo, yo. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's past me here. You guys should be seeing this video maybe Thursday, I believe. By the way, I did lower my decibels or whatever in the mic since it was the gain, I mean, since it was a bit choppy. So you might hear me a bit too low. Dude, it is what it is. I wish it just worked perfectly. Anyways, apparently some nuisance streamers have been appearing in North Korea, at least the border. And I'm guessing they're American just from looking. Again, you know, it is what it is.
Streamers thought it was a good idea to go to the North Korean border, and to absolutely no one's surprise, it didn't take long for them to be detained.
I'm currently standing on Chinese soil, but I'm...
Oh yeah, by the way, the video is by Otzi. He's the guy I've been watching the Johnny Salami updates from. If you want to check him out.
actually the closest any person possibly can be to North Korea. Is it 7?
They want to us.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of a dumb idea even for Sam Pepper. And if you know anything about this guy, the bar isn't set too high. Because Sam Pepper originally became relevant back in the...
He was a prankster back in the day. You know, was he the one who went to like the beaches and was like kissing mom's prank? Haha. Was he that guy? Now let's raise it up a bit. He's a bit low. I don't know why everything's like super low right now. But I think that was him.
The 2013 to 2015 prank.
Oh yeah, I think he also did. Oops, sorry about that. He also did a ghost pranks or whatever.
And with his new fame and influence came...
Oh yeah, the hood pranks, gone violent. Stealing prank, saying the N-word in front of a black guy's prank. You know, they chased me. I think he was part of that,
multiple
right?
questionable decisions.
Let's
let's
look it up. What's that? Not yet. These are too soon. Is there anything from like 10 years ago? I think that's when he was doing it, right? Filters. I wish I could like control it more because I want something from like 2 years ago. Whatever. I think
grabbing
I'm still right
people's
about
butt prank and kidnapping and executing your best friend prank. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay, so he's that guy. Then who's the other one? Fuck. Because the one I'm talking about is another guy then, right? Because there was like a group of like 5 or 6 pranksters that was just making like pretty much all the content on YouTube.
Same guy who thought staging a prank where he kidnapped his best friend and faked executing him in front of his buddy's terrified eyes was peak entertainment. And yes, this actually happened a decade ago, which is insane to think about. A good reminder that...
Nah. I was gonna say, you know what? It kind of sounds like a good idea, but it's not really, right? It's like something that pops into your head when you're like drunk or bored or just woke up. It's like, what if I do this? But yeah, after you give it like a little bit of thought, like, there's something good about it.
Time really does fly. Then, in about
Wait, why are we talking about
2017,
him?
when IRL streaming really started to take off, thanks to Ice Poseidon, he was pretty quick to pivot into this niche
Going to
and
jail?
stayed fairly under the radar, except for that one moment where FuzzyTube screamed at him on the No Jumper podcast.
We are not the same. I'm a champion. You're betas. I'm an alpha. I'm a lion.
That's a yikes from me on that one.
Fuzzy really has just been on like an on and off crash out stage for about a decade as well. But back to Sam Pepper. After the kidnapping stunt in 2015, you would think he might have hit rock bottom there, but no. Sam managed to dig himself...
I mean, the last thing I remember about FuzzyTube is him standing on top of a car, like, rapping or something. Is that because of the Drake drama? to say Tube Drake drama. Fuck, because I do remember there was like a concert or something.
Tyler Perry put me in this movie!
This wasn't the venue YouTuber Yusuf Arakat, known as Fusi, had in mind. He organized and promoted through social media what he called the Hate Dies, Love Arrives concert at the Greek Theater. But when someone called in a bomb threat, 1,500 concert goers had to evacuate.
What the hell is wrong with YouTube? You know, not just YouTube, but the YouTubers.
Maybe I was wrong about Drake, but there was like a rapper, right? That he was like, no, it had to be Drake. Fusi 2 felt worthless, ugly, and gay. What? And with, he had like his own drama, like his own like scam.
Even deeper when he got involved in the infamous Save the Kids crypto scam. In short, Sam promoted this like charity-focused token, but behind the scenes, Sam allegedly was tweaking the token's anti-dump mechanisms, allowing him and other influencers to instantly cash out big, cashing in the value and leaving fans holding worthless crypto. And I mean, this just absolutely obliterated the reputation and careers of some of the original FaZe Clan members as well, who somehow were convinced into being a part of this absolute dumpster fire as well. But after being MIA for a while, he crawled back out of whatever hole he was hiding in and landed on Kick.com IRL streaming to capitalize on this new wave of IRL streaming on that platform. And if I was to recap his entire Kick saga, this video would be like an hour long. But Sam was out there in Asia with Ice Poseidon and that crew when they were doing their whole Asia tour.
Wait. 225? Does this Fusi Tube and Ice Poseidon? Isn't Ice Poseidon like in some other place, like going trials, or is that some other guy? Dude, there's too many like retard like YouTubers like going around doing dumb shit. I can't even keep track with them anymore. So dumb.
Asia tour a few months back. He then had a falling out with Ice and then started solo traveling and streaming around Asia. Most recently, he's now in China. And specifically, him and a friend decided to go to the North Korean border on the Chinese side to, I guess, see what would happen while live streaming there.
I'm currently standing on Chinese soil, but I'm actually the closest any person possibly can be to North Korea. Yes, the other side of that green fence.
You can definitely get it closer, right? Because the fence is dividing it. Although realistically, the fence doesn't divide it like exactly. Or is that how it is? Because technically, like this line could be like North Korea's, right? But they just built the fence here. Either way, you can definitely get a lot closer.
It's just right there is North Korea, and if you look all the way into the distance,
honestly, the fence is pretty small, but I guess like no one's going into North Korea. The only thing people are doing is getting out of there, right? And you know, getting out of there, like, you're pretty much dead before you can even like reach here.
I zoom in, so there is North Korean people just on the other side of that fence. That's a North Korean person right there. Maybe I can get them to wave to me.
By the way, the people in that house probably are closer than you.
Actually, they're never going to be able to see me. They're kind of a little bit far away. And like, there's little farms over there. I saw like someone walking his cow, and like over here is like the patrol tower where they like check what's going on. And then there's really nice, beautiful mountains over here. Look how green and luscious they are. And right there is a bridge, and it's the only bridge in this area that connects China and North Korea together. I think in the next video we're going to go and check that out.
I mean, dudes are essentially clip farming in the North Korean border like we were doing back.
I'm gonna be completely honest. They're not breaking any laws. They're just standing there and like reporting, like watching what's going on. I mean, there's houses nearby, so it's obviously not like completely like illegal. Not say completely because I don't know their laws. So maybe the reason they stopped him was probably for something, right? Or maybe they like someone being so close is just suspicious. especially when they're streaming, and you know that there's Johnny Salami over there, so they already have like a bad rep. Either way, like as far as I can see, he's not really doing like anything wrong.
Back in 2019 outside of the Area 51 gate.
It's like Halloween, but we're just annoying people.
The only difference is the outcome is a little bit more predictable when you're on US soil and you don't F around. At least if you're an American right now.
With the sirens on. Yes.
I mean, even here, they're being stopped, right? If they say, yeah, sorry about that, we'll stop, and then leave. I don't think there's anything wrong with what happened here. But what I'm guessing is gonna happen is they're just gonna be insistent that they're in the right. And that, you know, oh, if I have freedom, you know, I'm American. They're gonna go that route and just be complete assholes to the cop. Just making, you know, his life worse.
Let me do the talking.
Oh shit, he's already in the phone. He knows what's gonna happen. He can see the phone's recording. You know, they're white. They look. I mean, being white doesn't matter anymore, right? With Johnny Salami. So you know, they're American, I guess.
I'm from England and he's from Germany.
啊，他俩一个是那个英国的，一个是那个德国的，啥也听我啊。你们来这里做什么？
Oh, we came to film some videos. It's an interesting town for us. We wanted to look over, see North Korea and see what's going on.
拍些时间，
我们来这里拍摄一些视频。
By the way, this doesn't seem disrespectful. Like, at least right now, it seems like he's actually like trying to like be a normal person with the cops, like trying not to escalate. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just here. I believe I can be here. You know, there's like people here. They're like civilians. It should be fine. You know, it's normal.
把证件拿来一下，有没有
Passport?
护照？
Oh, yeah. Passport.
那个弄来。
Yes. You know, of course he's going to want yours.
I don't think the cops are doing anything wrong either, because it is suspicious to have someone like from another like country just be here and like being super close to like North Korea and all that, considering like, you know, like the imbalance they have over there.
Just give it to them.
I'll try never.
Right, no, this is not a situation, just trust me.
So
I feel like Sam has said
have
this
thoughts.
before to other friends. For example, like Drew sharing. Then they ended up getting arrested together. Shout out Drew though. He's actually killing it right now. But now, apparently the police want to take him back to the police station.
Would it be convenient for you to...
I'd rather not go to the police station. No, it's a little scary for me.
I mean, it's like, why are you going? Because he's technically, as far as I can see, he's not doing anything bad. Maybe he got too close and that's like against the law, maybe. But like, I guess they just want to investigate to see if, you know, he's doing anything weird, right?
I'd rather not go to the police station. It's a little scary for me. We can talk here if you like.
I don't think this is disrespectful, like, disrespectful. I think this is fine as well.
I'd rather not go to the police station. It's a little scary for me. We can talk here if you like.
开车不去警察局吗？我有点害怕。如果你愿意的话，我们可以在这里谈谈。
不行，没事儿，不用害怕。那个，我们只是做一个简单的了解一些情况，因为咱们这个语言确实有些不太方便。
But isn't it crazy how like far tech is right now? Where you can just have something like auto translate without a problem, like real time, and it seems like it's working fine because the officer isn't like stopping it to like think it through. Like he understood the message, and I'm guessing it's gonna translate back into like English. Like, just imagine, in a few years, these things could be in our brains. That sounds bad. Like, that sounds scary. But, like, we could, like, just auto-translate, like, every language without, like, having to learn it. Which is, like, a huge bridge into, like, connecting with people.
熊总他们来了，他们说他们一会儿过来。
Don't be afraid of that.
Right. We can use the... Well... We can use the translator here and we can talk, it's no problem.
So the police tell him to essentially move across the street into the shade to continue the conversation, all while...
Is that what they? I thought they said a police station. If it's not, if it's just across across to the shade, it's understandable. But I thought he said a police station. If he did say police station, I think it's fine to be like, okay, but why do you want to do this?
While they still have their passports.
Hopefully we get our passports back, otherwise we're Chinese citizens fully.
Who saw us? There are cameras probably somewhere there, right?
What?
There are cameras probably somewhere there.
No, I think probably the construction workers might have called. Like, oh, by the way, there's, you know, like doing that job.
Yeah.
Let's just cross like right to this, no, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're getting... Okay. Okay, there is a bit of a cut here. We don't know what happened. Like, did they try to like cross something? Because here he says he wants to cross something. But this is before like the cops came, right? Like this here is before here, where he's talking with the cops.
Okay, so after being detained there for over an hour, they ended up letting him go after they interviewed them about their plans, where they're going, and what they were doing moving forward.
That's
the
fine.
problem is, it seems like they weren't fully truthful about their plans. And then later on, they actually admitted that on the stream.
It's a pity that you have to travel, and I wish you a safe journey on the... Thank you, amazing. Bye-bye. You guys are great. We love you guys. Thank you.
He's walking pretty fast.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks for your nice wishes. It's pleasant time with you guys. We'll do it again.
He will now take the weed plant he recorded.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, they have one of those like
yeah.
speakers for them. Dude, that's fucking like, that's disgusting. By the way, they're just being annoying with that. But I guess they're in the middle of nowhere.
You can take us back to where you got us from. I think that was very interesting time.
Extremely interesting. The best what can happen. 10 of 10. But we are still here, so.
I feel like that went about as well as it could.
Yeah.
All of Asia seems to be on high alert when it comes to IRL streamers. And then, of course, things become even more heightened when IRL streamers go to the North Korean border.
Very calculated conversations and how I hide everything and like...
Yeah, the movements already like, it was perfect. That's exactly how we have to do it.
And I have great videos, but maybe I should post them when I leave China.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after you gave them exactly your number from the hotel.
Like, is he breaking the law? Is that what he said?
Zero.
No, but bro,
Yeah,
they called the hotel. They called it.
Yeah,
so if I would have lied to them, they would have just called the hotel.
I would give them just not exactly, just 2 numbers next rooms, because they basically. I think
yes, but they called them. I watched them.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but that's not really a conversation that
Why
I feel
are
like...
you even trying to lie to a cop? Like, what are you trying to hide by not telling them the wrong hotel or some shit? Like, what? That doesn't even make sense.
It should be streamed while they're still currently in China.
I knew that one was like I knew that one we had to be really careful with, for sure.
Yeah, they saw the chat, right? They saw it.
What's this, by the way? It's cute.
What?
They saw the chat, but I didn't realize what it is. The police.
Oh, no, he did.
Yes, I know.
No, he realized completely what it was. He said, "Are you live streaming?"
Really?
The Chinese really know about live streaming. He saw the chat and he said, "Are you?"
Well, if I'm not wrong, I think it's this. It's kind of like this. Huh? 3 seconds? Wait, it shows what? Or whatever. But there's like huge, like a... Dude, whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. There's like huge, like live streaming, like rooms where it's full of people, like just live streaming. And by people, I mean girls. Like mainly girls. Like just live streaming. Hoping to like get something. Even like outside bridges, like everywhere. Maybe it's not China, maybe it's like Japan or something though. Maybe I got the place
like
wrong.
quickly locked the phone.
Well, I mean, if you're so worried about it, why are you still streaming then? I mean, this might not be the last time they run into the police over there. Inherently, at least from what I could see, they weren't doing anything wrong here. Yeah. But when you're admitting to misleading the police and government officials and wanting to do so, while you're still there, I'm not sure that's the smartest thing to do. If you visit China, I mean, you're playing by...
We're on the last bit of the video. I doubt they're gonna show it. There's like nothing else. They didn't do anything bad. I don't even think they're disrespectful. Were they detained? Let's search up what detained is. I guess technically they were. Yeah. They were technically detained, but they weren't like... I guess that would be arrest, huh? Yeah, this video is a bit misleading. I was expecting them to like, you know, struggle, run away or some shit. But you know, it was fully respectable. Fine. Nothing bad happened. Like, they didn't escalate. The only weird part is like at the end when they're in the car and they're talking about, oh, maybe I should upload the videos like after I leave China. It's like, what are you uploading that like you don't want to be in China? Like, is it some illegal shit? Are you breaking the law and you don't want to be like detained or something by them? Also, like talking about like lying to them, that's also weird. Like, why would you want to lie to them about like where you're staying? You know, it's like there's some weird shit here, but overall the actual like interaction and what they're doing seems perfectly
by their
fine.
rules. So there's no real reason or point.
Like, imagine if Johnny Salami was like here instead of them. Like Johnny Salami and his friends.
And to try to sneak around them there, because why would you ever
like,
risk getting flagged
worse.
and brought into some situation over there? That just sounds like an overall bad time for no upside whatsoever. Because in China, police can actually detain someone for a maximum of 37 days without formally arresting them. I don't know about you guys, but that would be something I would want to avoid at all costs. But I'm also speaking as someone who's never been to mainland.
Wait, okay, so the moment you're arrested will be the moment like they have handcuffs on you, I'm guessing? Right? That's when you're officially like, arrested? Or would that still count as detained? Maybe arrested is when you're in jail or in prison? In like the police jail? Because I guess they can... Yeah, I guess.
In China, I've only been to Hong Kong. I actually had a great time there and I didn't have a single problem. But I was also on like a heightened, I am on my absolute best behavior while I was out there. And I
Everything I
definitely
hear from like Japan, China, and all these places from like people who go there is that it's an amazing place, super clean, like super cool, if you're respectful. You know, it's like if you're respectful, you're gonna be fine. Like nothing's gonna happen. I guess I've also heard that, you know, they're racist, and if you have tattoos, you're restricted to where you can go. Like some like bat or whatever, or like, you know, places where multiple people are. If you have tattoos, you might be like restricted and you can't go in there.
Ever try to mislead?
It's like Yakuza thing or whatever, like Yakuza thing.
Or hide anything from law enforcement out there. But either way, as I said previously, this went pretty much about as good as it could go. And that was the story of how two absolute goobers got detained at the North Korean border for their own live stream content. So hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe.
Alright. Dude, I say the title is a bit clickbait. Like, they got detained, but they weren't disrespectful. They were a bit weird at the end, but it's like, whatever, man. Like, I came here expecting like a Johnny Salami type of, or Vitality. Yeah, Vitality is the one who's, they called going to jail or whatever, not the other guy. What's his name? Ice Poseidon. They kind of look alike, by the way. That's why I confused them, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna leave the video in the description. Leave a like, subscribe, all that. Peace from the past me.